This is an animated supplement for Chapter 5, McPherson Ridge Battle, from the book Our Fathers at Gettysburg by Kunkel. After his repulse in the early morning fighting, Heth brings up two fresh brigades, one under the command of Brigadier General J. Johnston Pettigrew and the other under Colonel John Brockenbrough. Heth also sends in Archer's battered brigade, now under the command of Colonel Burkett Fry. Meanwhile, in Herb's Woods, the Iron Brigade guards Willoughby Run, and to its right on Chambersburg Pike, Stone's brigade stands guard near the McPherson farm buildings. On the left, and somewhat to the rear, is a fresh brigade under Colonel Chapman Biddle, plus an artillery battery. The Federals try to bring up more artillery, but there just isn't time before Heth advances, and the battery races back to the safety of Seminary Ridge. With the two outside brigades following Pettigrew's movement, Pettigrew gives the order to advance. Under increasingly heavy artillery fire, the Confederates reach Willoughby Run and cross it. Fry's brigade to the south encounters almost no resistance, but he becomes concerned about Federal cavalry on the south side of Fairfield Road and deploys his entire brigade facing that cavalry, doing little damage to the enemy. Brockenbrough's brigade to the north is sluggish, and his advance toward Stone's brigade is at best described as timid. The real fighting was in Herb's Woods between Pettigrew and the Iron Brigade. The Iron Brigade was massively outflanked on both sides, and it was facing Pettigrew's fresh regiments, which included the giant 26th North Carolina. The 26th smashed into the center of the Iron Brigade line, facing the 2nd Wisconsin and especially the 24th Michigan in brutal fighting. Gradually, the 11th North Carolina flanked the 19th Indiana, slowly forcing the Buckeyes backwards. As the 19th fell back, the 24th Michigan had no choice but to follow. The Iron Brigade fell back to a second line and continued fighting within Herb's Woods. Finally, they were pushed to the edge of Herb's Woods where they made one last stand, before being driven out of the woods and across the open fields as they made a fighting retreat back towards Seminary Ridge. While Pettigrew's two leftmost regiments, the 26th and 11th North Carolina, dealt with the Iron Brigade, the other two regiments, the 52nd and 47th North Carolina, encountered no infantry opposition as they crossed Willoughby Run, but Reynolds' battery, protected by Biddle's brigade, took them under searing artillery fire. The two regiments charged Biddle. Meanwhile, Biddle had sent the 151st Pennsylvania to assist the Iron Brigade, but this weakened his own line, and soon the 52nd North Carolina worked its way around Biddle's left flank, first forcing the 121st Pennsylvania backwards, and then the remainder of Biddle's brigade and Reynolds' battery. These units fell back towards Seminary Ridge. Near Chambersburg Pike, with the Iron Brigade retreating, Stone's brigade had no choice but to do the same. Soon, all the Federals had cleared off of McPherson Ridge and fell back towards the seminary for a desperate last stand. For much more on this battle, including descriptions by the soldiers involved, as well as photos, illustrations, and Google links to the actual battlefield locations, please refer to this book.